The night was bone-chilling as I stepped out of my cabin, surrounded by the snowy, silent woods of Alaska. The thick trees loomed like ghostly figures against the stark white ground. I'd spent too long confined to the cabin during the harsh winter months, and I craved the solace of the forest. My job as a truck driver felt stagnant, a pattern of endless routes. This walk was my only escape. As I wandered further into the woods, the crunch of snow beneath my boots was the only sound breaking the silence. I took a deep breath, filling my lungs with the crisp air, but something felt off. The hairs on the back of my neck prickled. Was I being watched? Minutes turned into an hour, and the trees closed in. My mind twisted with paranoia. I glanced over my shoulder, convinced I saw a shadow dart between the trunks. The thought of being alone here, isolated and vulnerable, sent a chill down my spine. My heart raced, echoing the rhythm of my footsteps. Then I saw her. She stood motionless, partially hidden behind a snow-laden tree, her face obscured. An unsettling dread stopped me in my tracks. I tried to convince myself that it was merely a trick of the light. But as I squinted through the falling snowflakes, I noticed the truth. Her face, or what was left of it, looked as if it had been ripped apart. Pale skin hung loosely from her skull, the absence of features creating a haunting emptiness that drew me in. "Are you lost?" I asked, my voice cracking, breaking the unnatural stillness around us. There was no response. She simply stood there watching, the eerie silence stretching painfully between us. I felt the urge to run, but at the same time, a bizarre compulsion held me in place. Was she part of my imagination? The snow began to fall heavier, obscuring my surroundings further. Then, suddenly, she took a step closer. Fear gripped me. I stumbled back, turning to flee. The calm woods transformed into a chaotic maze. Trees danced villainously, and every shadow seemed to chase me. My mind was racing, a storm of panic. I could feel her presence behind me, the sensation of being hunted. I kicked into a sprint, adrenaline pumping through my veins. Each time I risked a glance over my shoulder, she was closer. Her movements were disturbingly fluid, like she glided over the snow. The fear of dying alone surged in my chest. I didn't want to be just another victim lost in these woods. I pushed myself harder, gasping for breath. I could hear the muffled crunch of her footsteps. They were constant, haunting. The more I ran, the more I felt her watching, waiting. Then I stumbled onto a clearing. There lay my only option, a small frozen pond. I hesitated, feeling drawn to the glistening surface, silently begging for an escape. With a primal instinct, I leaped onto the ice. It cracked beneath my weight, a sharp sound that sent waves of fear rolling through me. I turned back, desperate to see my pursuer. There she was, standing at the edge of the trees, a grotesque figure in the fading daylight. Her gaze pierced through me, an unsettling silence enveloping the air. There was no reason to speak. Her expression conveyed it all. Fear, torment, and insatiable hunger. It was all in her relentless stare. Then she stepped onto the ice. A slow, deliberate movement. I felt it crack under her weight, but she didn't falter. She seemed unbothered, as if the danger I felt was foreign to her. "Why?" I shouted, confusion making my voice crack. Still nothing. The rhythmic sound of the ice crumbling beneath me echoed, a reminder of my precarious situation. As I slid back, I grasped the truth. No matter how fast or far I ran, she would always find me. The thought clawed at my mind. I turned my back on her, ready to make a break for the trees. But the realization hit. I had done this to myself. My endless wandering, my searches for excitement, had led me here.
to this moment. As I pivoted to run, I collided with a figure. It was my reflection in the ice, a twisted image of irreversible horror. My own face, eyes wide, twisted in fear, looking back. And then the ice broke beneath me. In that moment, the cold engulfed me, dark and suffocating. I sank deeper, fighting against the water, clawing for a chance to breathe. But there was nothing, just shadows and silence. Above me, I caught a glimpse of her silhouette. She stood at the edge of the ice, expressionless, watching me drown. The haunting truth settled in, a perfect predator. I had sought solitude in these woods, but in the end, I was never truly alone.